advance congrats with the new album coming out soon.
Thank you.
How do you think the reaction of the people to the singles that are out already? What do people say? Because it's kind of different to what you've been doing for years.
Yeah, it's slightly different. I mean, we started this kind of, as you maybe know, I mean, the band was going on from early 90s up until 2006. And then we took a break up until, and then we started again in 2014 and recorded 3 albums, or released 3 albums. And those 3 albums, they were also kind of different compared to the albums released in the 90s. So, and then after releasing those 3 albums, we did this the Pestilence mini album or like EP in 2020, I think, or 2021, and that was a bit different compared to those 3 albums. And then then we did the EP or single like last year, and that was also a bit. That was like the move towards this.
I thought it's just an experiment. It's just one of single, and you are not going into punk.
Yeah. Oh well, I don't see us. We haven't gone into punk, but yes, we have maybe gone a bit towards that direction. But so yeah. So the bottom line is that if you look at our like the whole time period since we did this comeback in 2014, we have like made a bit of different kind of records and releases. So and it was also that when we did that first comeback album in 2014, there were people, or when we announced that we are doing a comeback, then everyone was like was expecting us to sound the same as we did in the 90s. But that album didn't sound like that, so people were a bit confused. And of course there were those people complaining about, this is not Centinex and blah, blah, blah. But we didn't care about that. But now it feels a bit that people are a bit like almost used to not, they don't know really what to expect from us. And maybe they already got a hint when we released that single a couple of years ago, that this is like more of the new direction for the band. So what I have heard so far regarding the 2 new tracks, or these 2 tracks we have released, there haven't been like really any complaints, or at least I haven't heard anything. I mean, there are always those people who are just they think that everything was better before and they want to stay in the past, and I respect that, but people should also respect that we as a band maybe want to do something new and not repeat ourselves all the time. And also Centinex is very much for me like I don't know, some kind of musical playground where I can basically do whatever I want. I mean, I'm the main songwriter in the band, so I do what I want, and I really don't care about what. I mean, of course, I enjoy when if people enjoy our music and think it's good. That's of course good, but I write music for myself. I mean, I don't.
So
I try not to.
You just got tired of keeping 2 death metal bands at the same time, like Demonical and Centinex. It's different kind of death metal, but anyways, it was closer.
Yeah, it was closer before, and that's also one of the reasons why, because this kind of music which we are now doing with Centinex, that's a music style I really like and enjoy. And it was also that I wanted to separate Demonical and Centinex more and more. I mean, if you again go back to the history, I mean, I did Centinex up until 2006, got tired of that, started Demonical with a couple of the Centinex members, basically the same day we announced that Centinex is like dead and gone, we announced that there's Demonical, the new band. So many people thought, or yeah, they had this opinion that it's basically the same band but just with a different name. And then yeah, we shared some members and even then when we did the comeback in 2014, we were like on the same record label with both bands. So I don't say that people were like mixing those bands, mixing up them or mixing them together, but the bands were really close to each other in several ways. So I somehow wanted to separate the bands more and more. And that's also why we don't share any members anymore. We are on different record labels and yeah, different kind of style. And so it's for me, it's yeah, for someone like outside, it might sound that yeah, both bands are death metal, and yeah, maybe they are. But for me, it's like a huge difference in both bands. I mean, not only how they sound, but also how we like operate with the bands and what kind of business decisions we take and what we focus on. So there's like a huge difference between the two.
And some people say you like to play some simpler kind of music now because you got older, you know?
Well, yeah, I like to keep things simple, but I don't know if it's because of my age or I don't want to believe that's the reason. No, but I mean, yeah, well, in a way, I mean, I enjoy also like simpler music. I listen to like a lot of like normal 80s heavy metal and like hair metal and stuff. So I enjoy like music which is simple, and there has to be like melodies and hooks and like a rock and roll feeling over the music. I'm not into any like technical stuff or anything. So.
And which band is more personal for you and closer to you personally? Is it Centinex or Demonical?
Nah, that's impossible to answer. It's like asking you which of your kids do you love more. I mean, both are very important, but yeah, they are different and important in different ways. But I enjoy doing both very much, and then we also, of course, like split it a bit in, because I mean, time is limited and there are other things in life, so you have to. So it goes like basically, yeah. Now we recorded the Centinex album last winter, and during this whole year, been focusing on Demonical, while we have been waiting for the album to come out, for the Centinex album to come out. So we had a lot of shows with Demonical. Now we basically have the last Centinex shows in a week. Next week we are doing 3 shows in Spain. So when those are done, then we don't have any Demonical shows up until like in May next year, because we are going to focus on a new album with Demonical. But during that time, we will do a lot of shows with Centinex. So it's like, yeah, you have to split your time in order to.
Yeah. So this new album doesn't feel so new for you, probably because it was recorded like almost a year ago, right?
Yeah, we recorded in, what was it? January, February, something. And I mean, okay, this time the wait has been longer, or a bit longer than usually, but due to label policies and stuff, I mean, usually it's at least like 4, 5, 6 months between the recording is done and the album release. And that's also because, for example, vinyl, I mean, the record label, they want to release all the versions at the same time, like the CD and the vinyl. And nowadays it takes a long time for vinyl factories to print the vinyls because of high demand and lack of raw material and blah blah blah. So yeah, this and this period between like recording, because when you have recorded on an album, you of course think it's like the best you have ever done, and you want to have it out like now, the day after. So this waiting period,
and you want to show it people,
exactly. You are like eager, like a kid on Christmas Eve. So this waiting period is the worst, really. So, but yeah, the time went faster what I thought, because when we had finished the recording, and then it was announced that the album will be out like in October, November, it felt like an eternity. But I had been busy with other things, so time flies. But now it of course feels very good that the album will be out, and so exciting times.
Yeah, I remember you were writing like you would prefer to release an album probably every year to feel it like fresher, and you have lots of ideas, music, but you have certain limitations.
Yeah, I mean, as you have maybe understood, I like the 80s in every way. I really like the 80s music. I like the 80s movies and 80s fashion or whatever. I mean, the whole mentality from the 80s was like, it's great. So and back in the 80s and even the 70s, I mean, bands, metal bands, they were basically releasing an album once a year. And some bands, I mean, in the 70s, bands like Kiss, for example, they could release like 2 albums a year, and they toured all the time. So, but back then, I mean, when you look at the albums from the 80s, when you look like in the inner sleeve when it's recorded, and then you look at you Google what was the actual release date, then you notice that many times, or usually, the album was like released 1 month, 4 weeks after it was like recorded. So it was like really fresh. But nowadays it's also this thing with the record labels. They want to have this certain time so they can do promotion, and they have to deal with the distributors, and as I said, like vinyl pressing and everything. So that's one thing. The other thing is that to write a whole album, like an album worth of material, which you are satisfied with, it takes time, especially when you are in this age. And I mean, because I have other things in life also. I have like, normal job and a house to look after and a family and blah, blah, blah. So everything, I mean, even like 20 years ago or 30 years ago, the band rehearsed like at least once a week, and rehearsed even if there wasn't like really anything to rehearse for. There was no show or not. We just rehearsed, but also like wrote new music. So the process today is different. So it takes longer time to complete an album. An album full of material. So in a way, I would maybe like to. I mean, this whole album format, to release album, that's basically an old way of thinking. I mean, if you look at all these like pop stars or hip hop artists, they don't release albums. They just release singles and single tracks. But it feels that the metal community, including the record labels, which are releasing like metal albums, they are so in this like old way of thinking that it has to be an album. But from the creative point of view, it would be easier for a band, or at least for me, to only release like singles and EPs, because it takes at least a year to write an album full of material. Then you have to record it, and then you have to wait like 6 months before it's released. Yeah, so that's like a time frame of like 2 years or something. But I would prefer maybe instead to write 2 or 3 tracks, record them, release them right after. Then like 3-4 months later, you would do the same thing again. And that would also, I have a feeling that some fans or followers, they would prefer that, because then they would get like new material more often instead of have to wait like at least 2 years, often longer between albums. So, yeah, it's.
But you can have your YouTube channel and do it just every day, you know.
Yeah, and actually I was a bit, because now this new Centinex album, yeah, we signed with this Swedish label, Black Lion Records, because on all the previous Centinex albums we have worked with Agonia Records from Poland, but we haven't had like really any written contract with them, so we did it like album by album. And now then we had, before this album we had like released, what is it, like three full lengths and one mini album with Agonia, and I felt that I wanna do something. I wanna work with some other label, and also because I wanted to separate Centinex and Demonical more, because Demonical are Agonia. But then this thought crossed my mind that how about doing it like ourselves, not sign with any label, and just like maybe release ourselves, and maybe release just a couple of EPs or singles or something. But then I realized that that would be too much work for me. So I mean, because I know that, or many people have the opinion that record labels, it's no use to have a record label. You can do it yourself. You can release it on Spotify or iTunes and put it on YouTube or whatever. And yes, in a way, but in that sense, I'm old school. By having a record label, if someone signs you, a record label which has like a good distribution channel and everything, and they invest some money in you to pay for the studio and pay for the album and pay for promotion and everything, that's some kind of proof that there's some kind of quality in the product.
Are you planning to make it to America after you started touring in the support of new album? I know it's difficult nowadays to get visas and all this stuff.
Yeah, we would love to do it. Both with Centinex and Demonical. We had, let's say that with Demonical, like a year or two, or basically after we released the last album, which is already like 3 years ago, but we had some kind of idea or wish to try to focus more on North America, the North American market. Because we have been, with Demonical, we have been playing a lot in Europe, doing tours and doing festivals and everything, and it somehow felt that, and also because we have felt that there is a good support from North America, from fans in North America, and this goes for Centinex as well. So the plan was to try to focus on North America with Demonical, and also that idea has now come up with Centinex, that it would be nice to at least do some, maybe not a coast to coast tour, but at least something.
Maybe like festivals like Maryland Death Fest or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we played with both Centinex and Demonical Maryland in 2016, so that's almost 10 years ago. We have been trying basically every year to play Maryland after that. Competition is very tough, very hard. The best thing would maybe be to do some kind of small touring in connection or in combination with the festival. So like do the festival and then do some club shows also. But yeah, I mean the basic reason why it hasn't happened is that first of all it's rather hard. I mean it's hard and tough to tour in North America. It's very expensive if you want to do it properly with all the right like visas and permissions and everything. It's also a bit complicated to find any good North American booking agent who is, I mean, there are some agents, but they are mostly like focusing on bigger bands. Those smaller underground booking agents or promoters, they don't like really always understand how difficult it is for a European band to come to North America. And if you want to do it like properly with the right permissions and right visas, because I mean I've been in touch with promoters and tour organizers in North America, and when we have discussed it, I have said that but we want to do it properly and we need visas and stuff, and they're about, what, don't you have passports? But yes, we do have passports. But so it feels sometimes that booking agents and agencies in North America, they don't, because I mean Americans, they can travel to Europe and play shows, and they don't need a visa. They have a passport, so they think it works the same way.
And it's easy to get denied these visas. You spend all this money and you can be denied. And
exactly.
It's crazy.
It's, and now I mean things have become what they say. It has become even more difficult now with the new man in charge over there. But yeah, it would be nice to come over and do something. Then on the other hand, also, I mean, because touring North America, even if we wouldn't do like a long tour, like a 4-week tour or something, but even if we would do like, you can't. I mean, it's so expensive and so complicated to come to the US. So if we do that, we want to do at least 1 week, 2 weeks, something like that. So not just fly over to do 2 shows. To do some kind of touring, but then also, as it is so complicated, you also want to do it as good as possible, under as good circumstances and conditions as possible. And that's, of course, also a difference how the more underground kind of tours, how they work in North America compared to Europe. I mean, I hear it from American underground bands or smaller bands when they come to Europe and they do a show here and they get catering at the show, they get free food and they get the promoter is paying for like a hostel or hotel for them to stay. They think it's like luxury. And they say that, it's not like this in North America. No, I know. So I mean, if we would come to North America and do a tour, we would, of course, understand that we can't expect same kind of like treatment as we are used to in Europe, and also because both Centinex and Demonical have some kind of name in Europe. But we are ready for that, and we are not picky and we are not rock stars. But we would what we would need is to find a good promoter who is like willing to invest time and take maybe some kind of small financial risk and everything to bring us over. And then we would love to come over. And I would love. I mean, when we played with Demonical, we have been there twice with Demonical, and we have always only played like basically on the East Coast. And as I like 80s hair metal, I would love to play the West Coast. I don't have many things on my bucket list. I mean, I'm that old now, so I don't have that kind of list anymore. But maybe one thing, which is some kind of thing on my bucket list, is to play like Whiskey A Go Go in LA.
Yeah.
and hang on the strip in LA. So that would be so. Every time when I have been in with both Centinex and Demonical, when I have been in touch with agencies in North America, my main question has always been that, oh, can you arrange a West Coast tour?
How about California?
Yeah, that would be really nice to play like the whole West Coast or something. But I would also I'm fascinated about North America, and I would also love to play like this kind of small cities in the middle of the country, somewhere in the countryside. I mean, I would like to explore the whole country. So yeah, no, but hopefully soon we are able to
Yeah,
tour.
judging by the style of Demonical, you love American death metal as well. This kind of style, special American style of playing death metal.
Yeah. It's a bit of a mix between the Swedish / European style and North American or American style. So and also, I mean, this kind of Swedish death metal style is, from what I have understood, it's quite popular in North America. And we have also noticed it that we have actually quite a good following if we look at our Spotify statistics. Basically,
I would say all kinds of death metal are popular in North America. It's probably a very safe style to come with, because people might ignore black metal, might ignore doom metal, but they will come to see and to listen to some good and old school death metal.
I have understood that exactly, like death metal is more popular than Nordic black metal or something. So and those guys who listen to death metal in North America, it doesn't matter if it's Cannibal Corpse or Dismember or Demonical or I don't know, something. So it's if you are into death metal, then you are into death metal. As in Europe, it's a bit more that if you are into some kind of more brutal zombie slam blah blah gore death metal, then you are not into more Scandinavian death metal or something like that. So, but the good thing, especially maybe with Demonical, is that we have noticed that our music in Demonical, it's basically death metal, but there are some kind of elements in the music which appeals to different kind of people. So the good thing with Demonical is that we can play both at a death metal festival, but we can also play a black metal festival. And we did, for example, with Demonical, we did this past summer, we did a festival in, was it Switzerland or France, which was basically a black metal festival. It was a two-day festival, I don't know, 20-25 fucking black metal bands, all with corpse paint. And then we came on, and afterwards, people were, they came to us and said that this was really refreshing to hear. It's still it's brutal music, but it's still the melody is the same way as in Nordic black metal. But it was refreshing for them to hear something else that those 20 black metal bands in a row.
But where is your corpse paint, guys?
Yeah. So that's a good thing that we can melt in both the black metal, but also we can play a fucking, I don't know, grindcore festival without problems. So that's the good thing with the Demonical. I mean, so we can fit in everywhere. So and also with Centinex, I think we could maybe. But now, with the a bit more punkish style of Centinex, maybe we can't fit into a black metal festival. I don't know, but I don't care. For me, it doesn't like really matter. For me, it's when doing festivals, I don't care really which are the other bands. I don't take any stand. I don't have any opinion about it. I can play with like basically any bands on the festival. For me, it's more important that, I mean, how will my band be presented? What kind of conditions do we have? And blah, blah, blah. So I don't have like any special requests or like wishes what kind of festivals I want to play. For me, it's more important that it's like a good arrangement or something like that.
What I noticed about you, I've been following you on Facebook, and I noticed you always talk just about music, not about some political whatever stuff, because everyone's today seem to have an opinion on everything going on in the country, in the whatever, but you are staying away from it just because you don't want to be judged by your opinions, or don't want to mix it with your bands, or you're simply not interested in sharing this kind of stuff?
Yeah, I try to answer this in a short way. No, I mean, basically, yeah, I really avoid. I mean, of course, I do also have opinions. I have quite strong opinions, some would say, but I don't use social media to shout out my opinion regarding political things, or I don't know, whatever. Because yeah, there are many reasons for that. First of all, I mean, as you certainly know, in today's like social media climate, or like in the system in general, it seems very important for people to voice their opinion, and with social media and all the internet and whatever, to voice you can voice your opinion very fast, and people in 99 out of 100 cases, people write before they think. And it feels like, I mean, and also if you are looking at all these like influencers and TikTok celebrities and whatever, it feels that today, in today's society, it is very important for people to like, voice their opinion, and also very important for people to be said that I'm nothing if people don't see me, hear me, blah blah blah. You have to like speak out loud, and people say things without thinking. They are talking about things which they really have no clue about, but it's important for them to voice their opinion, because they think that if I don't voice my opinion, no one knows that I exist, and it's very important for me to, that someone sees me. So that's like one of the reasons, and that's like really annoying, because I read these fucking stupid comments, and many times I would like to reply when I see that someone is writing something completely stupid, but fucking you don't have any clue what you are talking about. But I don't do it because I don't want to go into those discussions. And one of the reasons also is that, as you know, nowadays people, for example, people judge if there's a band and one person in the band has a certain opinion, the whole band will be like labeled or judged based on that one person. So that's also one thing that I don't want to voice my opinion, because then will people automatically think that it's like the band's opinion or something. So I really want to keep those like things separated. But more, and then also if you start to debate with people and talk online, and I mean, you can sit 24/7 and write on social media and try to get stupid people to understand that they're wrong. So I have better things to do in life. So no, so I wrote like a couple of years back, or maybe 5 years ago or something. I wrote more on my personal on Facebook regarding I voiced my opinion more, but then I realized it's like, because it's also, I mean, it's so hard to convince people. If a person has an opinion, it's very hard. Even if you have like, you can show proof and you can show evidence that you are wrong. It's not correct what you are saying or what you are writing. But people are so like, if they have voiced their opinion, there are very few who can admit that they are wrong. So it's completely waste of time to try to convince someone and put time and energy into that discussion. So it's better just to shut up.
And do you sometimes unfriend people just because of something they're writing?
No, I don't do that. No, I think that's rather fucking childish and stupid. Because also because that's also the, I mean, in everyday life, people have and also should have different opinions. But the problem is that nowadays is that it's harder and harder for people to accept that someone has a different opinion. I mean, in my like social life with real people, I don't have any problems with hanging with someone who has like a different political opinion than I do. Because we don't have to talk about politics, we can talk about something else. And I respect that person. I mean, because it's childish to judge people, and especially this social media thing that if you have like a different opinion, then I'm going to unfriend you. Come on, what the fucking? It's so fucking stupid. It's so childish. It's like, oh. So no, I would never. I mean, I can be with a person who doesn't like share my opinion on religion or some political stuff or music or whatever. I mean, I can be friend or be like behave like a normal person towards that one as well. So but that's also one of these like bad things with social media, that it's so that it's like this, that everyone has to think like I do, and if you don't do, then you are either stupid or whatever, and I will like unfriend you or blah blah blah. Oh.
So it's safe to write about music, right?
Yeah, because then that's pretty safe, because then you don't piss off too many people. So but I'm sure there are people who have like unfriended me, and there are people who are thinking I might have some different or like strange views on things. But I mean, I really don't. I can't walk around and think. I like all the time fill up my mind and think what other people think about me. That's like no.
Yeah, for me personally, it's really interesting when musicians write something beyond the music, not necessarily some strong opinions about something, but maybe about themselves or something like that. But yeah, I understand the reason why not doing it as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any problems in, for example, then like telling something about myself or revealing something about myself, like some kind of like personal thing. But the thing is that if you cross that I mean, I can tell things about myself which are basically like safe, which doesn't like raise any higher screams or any higher like protests. But if I tell a thing about myself which political party I vote for, then it will like piss someone off. But if I tell someone, if I write on social media that my favorite color is black, or that I like
Pink.
pink, or I love salami pizza. It doesn't like it's a thing about me, but it doesn't like it doesn't piss anyone off really. So that's like safe. But if I write that I dislike that political party and I vote for that one, and I dislike that religion or whatever, then it might piss someone off. And then then we are again back to this, that then people feel they have this need to comment on that, because you have to, as soon as someone like writes something on Facebook, you have to comment on that, because if you don't comment, you are nothing, because you have to be seen. Hello, here I am. See me, hear me. So, no.
But you like when people comment on your videos or on your music, something like that?
Both yes and no. I mean, I like when people, or like, it can feel. I can feel satisfaction, or it feels good for me if someone come up to me when I meet a person at the show and says that, fuck you, I like your latest album, or I like your latest single. That feels good. But for example, I don't read any reviews from like magazines or media. That's something I stopped doing for many years ago. Because most of those who write reviews, they don't understand what they are writing about, or they don't understand what they, I mean, have they even heard the album? Did they just listen to the first track, went for the next one, blah blah blah? And also if I read a review about, like, there was some review now for this new Centinex album which I accidentally read, or read half of it. It was basically a good review, but the reviewer said something about, Centinex, they have skipped that dismember sound, or the dismember influences, and now they sound like Motorhead. And what I mean, Centinex has never sounded like Dismember. So I mean, those kind of things, they are a bit annoying or irritating. That.
But you wouldn't deny some Motorhead influence.
No, that's true. Yeah, no, I don't deny that. But when someone says that, if they listen to that album now and they write that, now it sounds like Motorhead. Yeah, okay, then they have heard the album and they can hear it. But when they write that they have skipped those Dismember influences, that's something most likely they haven't heard our back catalog. Because if they have heard it, they will heard and understood that it doesn't sound like Dismember. That's something they have just read in some, I don't know, somewhere. But Centinex is an old school band. They started in 1990 together with Dismember and Unleashed and blah blah blah. So they just assume that, okay, this is like they sound like Dismember. So no, I try not to write reviews because read reviews because I don't. They are very seldom they are like accurate or correct or whatever, and it's also like opinions just, and everyone is entitled to their opinion. But of course, I would lie if I would say that I don't enjoy when someone thinks the music I have created is good. Of course, it feels good for me, but I don't create the music for them or create it for being popular or whatever. But I do it to satisfy myself. But of course, nice if someone else also enjoys it.
Yeah. And well, let's wait for your album to be out and see how it sounds, all in all.
Oh yeah, you haven't heard.
Just the singles, yes.
Okay, all right.
So it's still about several weeks, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. The album will be out. Yeah, it's in 2 weeks, 2 weeks. So, yeah, November 7th. Oh.
So pretend it's still fresh for you as well.
Yeah, it actually. I'm a bit surprised. I did listen to the album a couple of days ago, actually. I mean, usually I don't want to listen to when an album recording is done and the album is finished. I'm usually so tired of the tracks because then I have wrote them. I have rehearsed them myself and wrote them and prepared them and blah blah blah, and then we have rehearsed them with the band. Then we have been recording them, and I'm in the studio like every day while recording and taking part in the mix, in the master, and everything. So when the album is finished, I have heard that track like 1,000 times. So I'm usually quite tired of it. But surprisingly, with this Centinex album, I did listen to it a couple of days ago, and it sounded really good. And I even because then I haven't heard it since we had finished the recording, so I haven't heard it for I don't know, half a year or something. So it was even that I almost discovered some things in the tracks which I did even remember. So, but now we will now start to prepare for the upcoming shows. We will rehearse it a couple of weeks. So yeah, and I mean we all live in different parts of Sweden, so it's not that we rehearse every week. We rehearse basically once before a touring cycle starts. So everyone has to rehearse at home and prepare. So yeah, I need to check it a bit more carefully now. Within the coming weeks or something, and try to remember my bass parts. But it shouldn't be any problem because it's so easy, it's so rock and roll. So it's
rock and roll. Yeah, I hope to see you live one day. Surprisingly, I haven't ever, I guess, saw you. Yeah, never. But well, let's hope for America or at least some Brutal Assault.
Brutal Assault?
Yeah, I usually go to Brutal Assault, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, yeah, I've been trying to get Centinex there, but competition is hard.
So
you shouldn't ask me what I think about all the bands they book. But no, but yeah, it would be but Brutal Assault would be good for. But is that the only festival you usually come to in Europe?
In Europe, usually yes. I usually go to Brutal Assault and Kill Kim Jong-bu sometimes, but yeah, it's also not so easy to travel from America to Europe.
Okay, but then when you come to Europe, then you stay for a while.
I usually come for festivals and travel elsewhere.
Okay.
But Brutal Assault is something I've been doing for maybe 12 years already.
All right. Okay. Oh well, yeah. It's. I will try. I think the lineup is. I was in touch with them for I don't know, a couple of months ago, and they were, we will let you know as always. But I will nag on them and ask them again. So
yeah, I wish to go to Obscene Extreme one day because it's super fun festival, but it just didn't come out for some reasons.
Oh, you saw that we are playing with Centinex.
Yeah, I know lots of cool bands playing. Obscene Extreme is something about the atmosphere and about going crazy, and lots of cool bands playing. Not so maybe some underground bands as well.
And actually, I can reveal you a secret. We will play with Demonical on Obscene Extreme also, but it has not been announced yet. I think it will be announced now on Friday. So I will do a double job, play with both bands, same festival. That's nice. So I've been playing Obscene Extreme a couple of times, and it's really a special festival. There's I can't think of any other festival which is like Obscene. Also from the band's point of view, I mean, you have this one stage, and the first band is like 11 o'clock in the morning, and the last one is like 4 in the night, and they go on for 4 days, 5 days, something. And it's like a couple of hundred bands, and there's always like 10 minutes between the changeover. Is 10 minutes between the bands, so it's like, but it's a real freak show.
Yeah, I know. I'll try to make it. Not so easy also. Yeah.
No, and it's also hard to combine that with Brutal Assault, because I mean, Obscene is in early July, and Brutal Assault is in August.
Yeah, but well, let's hope to see you here. Thank you for the interview. It was amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people will make it to the end of it, but fuck them.
We'll see.
It was fun anyways. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Take care. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.